Today, we're going to unlock one of the best skilling methods in the game for account progression. Not only is it incredibly time efficient, it gives us a bunch of useful resources and requires minimal effort. Probably one of the most AFK methods in the game. I'm of course talking about birdhouses on Fossil Island.
Seriously, slap a few boxes down, log out and do what you gotta do, come back in an hour or so and collect your XP.
In the previous episode, we ran around doing a bunch of quests and diaries which helped get us the 100 kudos for Bon Voyage. And perhaps most importantly, we unlocked dig site pendants, which was the first piece in the puzzle towards unlocking our birdhouse runs. As we're settling into the grind today, let me know in the comments below, what's your favourite AFK skilling method in OSRS? So it goes without saying that the first thing we're going to do is start at the Bon Voyage quest. As we all know here, it's not necessarily the best idea to finish the quest in one go, so we're going to be a little bit more efficient and do a few extra things along the way. Starting with a quick visit to the gem trader and then up to Avan for family crest, and then swinging by Osmond to grab the key for Prince Ali rescue. Continuing our tour del Alcarid, we're going to start up Shadow of the Storm quest, fish and anchovy for the diary. And speaking of the diary, we should have done a lap of the rooftop agility course while we were here, but I just completely forgot. So my planned evil dark armor for the Shadow of the Storm quest was this black armor set, but it was at this moment I realized I probably should have trained magic with defensive casting because I have no defense levels. So I just went on a quick little massacre to get myself up to 10 defense. With that problem solved, we can jump on the magic carpet to continue Shadow the Storm, and that's also a diary task for us. And we've got the sigil mold and the tome, so that'll do us for now. We need to get to a furnace to progress the quest, so we'll get back to this in a little bit. In the meantime, we need to grab ourselves some sand to go with the soda ash that we bought in a previous episode for molten glass. So we're going to swing by the desert quarry and grab ourselves 1600 buckets of sand. Man, it feels like only yesterday this thing was added to the game, but it's been 4 years, I can't believe it. For all you newer irons and players out there who might not be aware, you can basically give this guy a bunch of noted buckets, then dump some sandstone into the machine, and then pay him 50 coins per bucket and he'll give you a bucket of sand in return. It's just a really easy way to grind out sand and was pretty much added into the game for Ironman. Let's get to it. 36 mining, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, and 42. To go with 900 total level, another 100 milestone complete. That should be the last level 2 before we wrap up, we're almost done. Just claiming our last batch of sand, and there we go, 1600 buckets of sand. Let's go put this to use. Deja vu from the previous episode, time for a little bit of crafting in Edgeville. I'll spare you the second leveling countdown in the space of a couple of minutes. But basically we smelted all our molten glass and that got us to 44 crafting, then cutting up all our sapphires and rubies left over from Winterton and Tempros for some more crafting XP, and turning the rubies into as many necklaces as we could so that we can make some dig site pendants. Now that we've passed 42 crafting as well, we can whip up a couple of fish bowls, one for recipe for disaster and one for the easy candor and diaries. Oops, I forgot I had the menu entry swapper turned on for dig site pendant from one of my other accounts. So when I left click it rubs the pendant, and because this account only has one teleport unlocked, I just teleported straight away. Oh well, we got the diary task sorted at least. Okay, let's try that again. This time with an actual inventory of items, we're going to use a dig site pendant and then go and continue on with the priest in peril. I'm racing the clock to try kill this guy really quickly. I want to talk to the frogs. I haven't actually got the frog token for the collection log, so I don't want them to get away. Fortunately, we managed to kill him before the frogs despawn, so that's another collection log item complete. Right, we've gone as far as we can now with Priest in Peril, so we're going to teleport back to the dig site and then run down and start up Elemental Workshop 2. And then with that started, we're going to teleport again and continue on with Bon Voyage. Really getting some good bang for our buck on this new dig site pendant. And with that, we have to go to Zaya to progress the quest, so we'll get that done a little bit later. It's time to visit the land of the Swamp Man. That's Priest in Peril complete, and of course we'll just quickly start up Nature Spirit while we're here talking to Drazel. I think Mauritania is one of the few regions we haven't actually made any progress yet, so let's do a few bits and pieces. We'll start off chopping a hollow tree to grab some bark for the diary. And I had to quickly run back to the town and grab myself a brain for Creature of Frankenstein. I forgot to do that when I was at the bank. So logically, the next step is to start up Creature of Frankenstein. Experiments, these were the glory days. Many a level was gained killing these little buggers back in the day. I tell you what though, don't ask me what the hell I was doing in this clip, I just realized I'm almost dead watching it back now. I have no clue what was going through my mind. Please go ahead and drop a like on the video so that you too can survive your near-death experiences. That would have been the dumbest death ever, but we survived in the end. Now we've got the mold for the conductor, which we have to smelt at a furnace, so we'll come back to this as well, similar to the sigil from Shadow of the Storm, and we'll do them together later on. For now though, we're going to grab ourselves 7 raw chickens from the shop, and then dump a few items into the compost bin to prep for future use. We've got to go deeper into the swamp still, so we're going to run down to do Nature Spirit quest, along the way killing a snail to get the diary task done. For some reason the first one I killed again didn't give me a diary completion, but the second one worked, so not sure what was going on there. And Nature Spirit complete, easy peasy. I don't think I mentioned it before, but I'm pretty sure this combat level up dialogue is new. I noticed it when I was killing the guards in Alcarid before, but I swear I can't remember seeing it before that. Let me know if you know when this got brought into the game. Maybe I'm just oblivious to what's going on around me. Guess what? We can still go deeper, so further into the swamp we go to do Shades of Morton. So this little diary you see in my inventory, you can actually hand it in at the apothecary in Varrock for some bonus hairblower experience, so don't get rid of it when you do the quest. If you have dropped it, you can come back and get it later, so don't stress if you left it behind. This is not exactly going to plan. I'm getting absolutely pummeled by these shades. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to waste a bunch of time and go to the bank and run back, but it is what it is. Better than dying, I guess. So pro tip to anyone doing this quest at a slightly lower level, make sure you bring more food. Man, that quest was a little more stressful than I remember it being. Probably because I never did it at such a low level. Anyway, Shades of Morton complete. I've had about enough of the swamp now. Let's get out of here. From swamps to castles, quite the change of scenery. We're going to finish up Merlin's Crystal. I'll never understand why this quest gives so many points. I'm pretty sure it's the most in the game, and I don't know if Jagex ever said why. Anyway, while we're here, we'll start up Holy Grail as well. Then we'll head over to the church and play some music to soothe our soul from the horrors we saw in Mauritania. And more importantly, pick up the diary task. Then we'll spin our golden fleece for Fremenic trials while we've got a spinning wheel nearby, and then move our house to Karen to teleport there later on. And of course, while we're in the area, we're going to knock out another quest, so let's smash out Elemental Workshop 2 really quickly. Elemental Workshop 2 complete. And we're going to make the Mind Shield while we're here as well, because you need it as a clue item, which we'll get to one day in the far, far future, I'm sure. Rightio, quick change of continents over to Zaya now. Entering the house from Hosidius is also another diary task, so got that one done. Then we're going to run over and start up Depths of Despair when we're in the area, and then run over to the Woodcutting Guild to continue with Bone Voyage. God damn it, I forgot the quest item. I bought all the logs with no quest item. Okay, that's better. We have the Sawmill proposal now, we can progress the quest. And on our way past the Sawmill for Bone Voyage, we'll make these logs into mahogany planks as well for another diary task complete. Okay, so next stop for Bone Voyage is Port Sarim, but along the way we're going to go via Port Khazad and proceed with the pirate section of Recipe for Disaster. Oh, hello, is that rare? Nope, it most certainly is not rare, but still another collection log, so we'll take it. Awesome, we've got all the ingredients for RFD, hopefully we don't burn it too many times. Let's continue making our way to Port Sarim, next stop is Moosa Point. And while we're here, we're just going to swing by another pub to cross off another one on the bar crawl, then finally take the boat to Port Sarim and speak to Jack for Bone Voyage, and cross off another entry on the bar crawl while we're here. Our next destination is over to Entrana to progress with Holy Grail, and also progress Lost City at the same time. Okay, let's see how RNG is treating me today. How long is the Bronze Axe going to take it to get? There we go, we've got the Bronze Axe, that wasn't too bad. 6 kills, pretty quick. Panic in! You know how bad I am with save spots. I forgot, I thought I knew what it was. Okay, deep breath, Wiki saved me, easy save spot just behind the mushrooms, and we'll finish knocking this one out. All done, nothing to see here, completely professional. We're going to grab a few branches now and move on with our life. Rightio, I'm just whipping up a few rings of recoil to help out with the Fremenic trials. Then it's back to Camelot and just moving my house up to Relica so we can get back there more quickly. Just a couple more things to do down here first though. We're going to run over to Galahad's house and get the napkin for Holy Grail, then wander across the coal truck log shortcut and mine some coal for another couple of diary tasks. I think this is one of the first shooting stars I've actually seen. I wanted to give it a crack, but unfortunately didn't have the mining level, so we're just going to have to keep going. Okay, now we're going to swing by our house and build a workshop and a crafting table too to make ourselves 5 clockworks in anticipation of our birdhouse runs coming up. And of course, because we moved the house to Relica already, we're now where we need to be to proceed with Fremenic trials. I made one last pit stop by Castle Wars Bank though to grab a little bit more food because this upcoming fight's going to be quite difficult. So using Pier the Seer, I banked the items I don't need, keeping a hold of my Draymond Branch knife, recoil rings, dueling ring and food. And let's give this fight a crack. So for this fight, you're not allowed to bring in any weapons or armor. You can bring rings of dueling though, and you can also use this trick, which is to bring in a Draymond Branch and then you chop it while you're in here, which gives you a staff as a weapon for a little bit more boost to your damage. Oh, this is not going well. Okay, we're not going to finish it on this run. We'll have to come back and try again. It is quite hard at a lower level sometimes if RNG is not on your side. Just making an upgrade to the food supply. Hopefully this will get us through the fight this time. Bloody hell, I tell you what, it was still a close call, but we got there this time. You can die on the 4th stage, it's fine, you still pass the quest task. Anyway, let's keep on going with the quest now. Got a sneaky little hit points level while killing this dragon for the quest, that's 30 HP. And that is Fremenic Trials complete. So completing the quest unlocks a lot of things within the Fremenic province that we can do now, so let's get a couple of diary tasks done while we're here. We're gonna browse Ursa's store, steal from the fish stall. This isn't a diary step, but just grab a pet rock as well while we're here. Mine a coal, then also mine a silver and go and turn it into a tiara. Then head over to Waterbirth Island and grab 5 snape grass. That's another 5 or so diary tasks complete. Let's leave Relica now and move on. This is the part where we pray and god damn it. Didn't pray hard enough. Attempt number 2. And okay, this time we've got the fish cake. We can complete this portion of Recipe for Disaster. With our 3rd RFD segment done, we can buy ourselves some steel gloves now. Now I'm just whipping up all the Golanova fruit tops that we had when we were thieving fruit stores previously to make some botanical pies. These are one of the best temporary stat boosts in the game, giving us +4 to herb lore, which is incredibly useful. It's especially good when compared to the spicy stews, which are +or -5 but have all that randomness and difficulty to obtain. And with the cooking complete, we're going to continue on and do the Lost Tribe now. Just during the quest when we swing by Bob, also grab 10 bronze axes, which will be used for in aid of the Merc later on. And also just quickly chopping down an oak log and burning it for the diary task. Then we're going to head down into the swamp to finish up Lost City, just grabbing a few swamp tars along the way, 5 to be exact. Another quest complete. Then it's back into the swamp and down into the cave to kill a cave bug for the diary task, fish a raw slimy eel for Land of the Goblins quest later on, and also kill one of the giant frogs for the frog leg for Rag and Bone Man. We've been through a few swamps this video, but hopefully that'll be the last of it for now. Just going to chop a willow log again for another diary task. Absolutely smashing these diary tasks right now. Then grab ourselves 35 jugs of vinegar for all the Rag and Bone Man quests part 1 and 2. Then buy ourselves a few seeds, particularly 10 cabbage, 10 onion and 5 marigold, and 2000 hop seeds for our birdhouse runs, which is going to take a fair bit of hopping around worlds, no pun intended, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. Quick little note that as of February this year we can actually use flower and allotment seeds for birdhouses too now, not just hop seeds. So if you've got a stash of seeds stored up, that's a good way to use them, but just something to keep in mind. Okay, that took quite a while, but we got there in the end. To celebrate, we're going to do a lap around the agility rooftop course, and head into the sewers and smack a zombie for another couple of diary tasks. Then as well, while we're here, we'll talk to Martin to start up Fairy Tale Part 1, finish up Vampire Slayer, that's another loose end tied up in this area, grab the whistles for Holy Grail from Draenor Manor. I had to do this in 2 trips because I forgot to bring the Holy Napkin with me when I did Vampire Slayer, so I wasted a little bit of time, but not the end of the world. And then swing round the back of the manor to dig up the skull for Fairy Tale Part 1 as well. Just speaking to Frizzy here at the Spirit Tree patch for Fairy Tale Part 1 as we go by. Then chartered a ship over to Brimhaven to talk to a couple more farmers for the quest, firstly Garth, and then secondly Mr. Ebola. Bit of an unfortunate name there, Ebola. Then gave a poor little monkey a beat down to get the monkey paw for Rag and Bone Man. These higher tier foods, the crumbines and swordfish, can be bought from the food shop just next to me. I thought I would need it for the upcoming Black Titan fight, but it was pretty much useless in the end. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Just jump across the rope swings real quick for another diary task, drive by gold ore for another task, and now it's over to continue with the Holy Grail quest. So this is what I was talking about. I thought I would have to face tank some hits from the Black Knight, but it turns out you can actually just stand here one tile away and mage him all the way down. Then like most quest bosses in these instances, as long as you make the final hit with the quest item, in this case Excalibur, you still get the completion. We are eyeing off the home stretch now, so we've finished up Holy Grail to the point where we need to go to the Goblin Village, and we'll come back to that in a little bit. For now, it's down to Varrock, and we're going to speak with Draven at the Bush Patch for Fairy Tale Part 1, and then also the Guild Master for Dragon Slayer Part 1. Going to run down south real quick, plant in some barley, paying for protection with the compost, and also just added some compost to try and increase the yield. We'll be keeping the weeds as well, we need some of them for Ratcatcher's quest later on, in amongst other things. After that, we're going to run up and hop over the fence for yet another diary task, kill a ram for the ram skull for Rag and Bone Man, then grab ourselves a couple of cadaver berries, and mine an iron ore for another diary task. So that ram skull was the last piece of the puzzle for Rag and Bone Man. You can see I've whipped up all the bones and vinegar that we need. Using our dig site pendant, we're back to the boat to talk to the lead navigator for Bon Voyage. Actually, I just realized I've made a slight mistake on my inventory. I need to bring some vodka with me and the Marital potion, so I'll be right back. Okay, got that sorted. So for Bon Voyage, we have to go and talk to the old man. And then obviously, while we're here, we're going to finish Rag and Bone Man 1 too. Makes sense. That's Rag and Bone Man 1 complete, another one off the list. And when you're here, he automatically starts Rag and Bone Man 2. As I mentioned earlier in the video, you can hand in the diary from Shades of Morton to the guy here for some free herb lore experience. That'll get us level 25. And we'll progress Bon Voyage while we're here. I'm getting really bad at these quest items. I was meant to bring my cadaver berries too, but I forgot. I figured I might as well knock it out now anyway, so just quickly grab them from the bank and we'll get that cadaver potion for Romeo and Juliet. Also spoke to Reldo for Lost Tribe while I was in Varrock, and then moved our player-owned house back to Hosidius. The moment we've all been waiting for, let's get on that boat to Fossil Island. Hey, look at this guys, it hacked into the Jagex mainframe. This is a little sailing preview for the upcoming new skill. And we have made it, Fossil Island complete. All that running around has got us exactly where we wanted to today, with a whole bunch of extra progress on the way. I'm going to set up the first birdhouse run. Please drop a like and a sub if you enjoyed the video, it really helps me out and means a lot. In the meantime, you can watch the previous episode on screen now, and until next time, have a good one guys. See ya!